Well, I've got a very unhappy surprise this morning. This is the first stack. Angel, my parakeet hen, to whom I fostered the 2 viable embryos from Lilith, died in the nest last night. And the 2 chicks and the 2 embryos she had both died with her. I did not see that coming. The chicks were doing fine. You know, I don't know what happened there, but, you know, she was 5 years old. And I'm starting to learn that 5-year-old hens are too old to breed. So I'm really sad. I'm not going to get any chicks from Lilith because I know she can't breed them herself. She's old. I don't want to waste another breeding season trying to get her to breed so I can foster her eggs out to somebody else when it, you know, what I'm finding is the older the hens are, the less likely that they'll even have viable embryos. So I just gave up on 2 in 1 right there. And I'm sad that little Angel died. Yeah. So, where does that leave me on the fostering thing? Isn't it crazy? The one that I was sure was going to die is this girl right here. And I just pulled her off of antibiotics because they're not doing her any good at all. She's very weak. She's very light. But that baby of hers, take a look at this little beast. He's so fat and so sassy. She is not going to not take care of him no matter what happens to her. So, but I can't give her any babies because she's not well and I don't want to tax her. I'm leaving her that one baby because I think it's the reason she's insisting on surviving. But I'm not going to give her any others. So yeah, that baby's doing great. If it gets much bigger, he'll be able to survive even without her. If she dies in the nest, then Scruffy will take over. So, you know, that's looking okay. It could all go upside down tomorrow because she is not in good shape, but so far she's persisting. So, if you'll remember yesterday, I fostered out Storm and Azul's oldest chick to Haverty and Lacey. I would like you to take a peek at them because I believe that I have a double factor spangle. If you take a look, you can see one of those chicks has all pink skin and the other 2 have color on their skin. That all pink skin baby is the one from Storm and Azul, and I think it's double factor spangle. They're all looking fabulous. These 2 are doing a great job. This is my one old hen that got the job done. Only 2 of the embryos hatched, but they're big, beautiful babies, and she's doing a great job. And Haverty is, you know, pulling his own. So, that's lovely news. But, in the meantime, these 2 just hatched out their last chick. So, it did hatch. There were back up to 4 babies in that nest, so the little one has to go. At the same time, Jester and Sky just hatched out their 4th chick. So that one has to go. So those 2, what I'm going to do is Luscious over here is doing a great job with her foster baby, her 2 foster babies. One of them is significantly bigger than the other one, even though they're only a day apart. So, and at the same time, I have a whole space over here where Coco and Kobe are raising only 1 chick. There's another egg in there. But it's going to hatch. If it hatches, it will hatch so far down the line, I won't be able to leave it in the nest with the bigger chick anyway. So, I'm going to take Luscious's biggest baby and foster it to these 2. And I'm going to take these 2 little tiny babies who are close to the size of the other babies she's got and foster them to her. So, she will have a nest of 3 babies that are all close to the same size. And the other thing is, Miss Cloudy down here is having an air sac mite attack, which she did in her last time she raised chicks as well. She had air sac mites when I got her as a 6-week-old baby. They were killing her even back then. And she's one of these birds that's going to have it forever. I can't ever really get them completely clear of her. But what I found is I treat her babies, and it stops the air sac mice before they become firmly entrenched. So there's a complicated piece of biology behind that, but basically what it comes down to is the bird's air sacs don't have a huge amount of blood flow to them. So air sac mites don't actually live just in the air sacs. They start out in the respiratory system, the throat, the nares, the sinuses, and that kind of stuff. All of those things are well vascularized, so they have lots of blood flow. So when you give them air sac mite eliminator, it kills all the air sac mites. But if their infestation gets bad enough for it to move into their air sacs and really get established in there, it seems like you can never really clear them of it. So she's in good health most of the time, but she does have flare-ups, even though she's been treated many times. I think because she got it from her parents in the nest, and they are deeply, deeply ingrained in her body, and they're not ever going to come out completely. But in the meantime, she raised up a group of chicks. I treated them in the nest, which I will do with these babies she's got right now. So those air sac mites never got a chance to get hold of the babies. And they're fine. They're 5 or 6 months old, and they show no signs. Their growth is not stunted. They're not subject to respiratory infections. Nothing. So I know I can work with this, although the bird herself will never be completely cured. I can do damage control for her babies. So, but she has 2 chicks in there and a 3rd embryo that's supposed to hatch today. If it hatches today, then there is no foster space there. I don't really want to put foster in there anyway, since I'm going to have to treat these chicks that are in there for air sac mites. Just like I don't want to add to her burden while she's getting treated for with antibiotics, and that chick has to take a bunch of medication. So my fosters are axing themselves out. So I'm going to foster the chicks that exist right now. That would be Sky's 4th baby and Azul's 4th baby are going over here. Her oldest foster is going over here, and that leaves me with babies due to hatch that haven't hatched yet. There is a 3rd embryo in here, but I guess it's going to have to stay there because Razzle and Remington's 3rd baby hatched out today, and there is a 4th and 5th embryo in there that show every sign of hatching. These 2 only have 1 chick hatched out, but they have 3 more embryos, so there's going to be a 4th chick there in all likelihood. So what do I do with the 2 extra ones from here and the 1 extra one from here? Well, I have 1 space here, except that there's another embryo in there that will probably hatch out, be a little teeny tiny baby, and I won't have any place to put it. The other thing is Miss Rainbow up here, whom she had 2 embryos going. At this point, I just candled her eggs, and many of them are drying out, and they become solid, and they start looking like they might be a partially formed embryo, so I can't even tell if she has embryos in there anymore. But her last egg is due to hatch on the 25th, and if nothing is hatched by then she may have 3 wide open spaces and be able to take up all of the slack, which would be the youngest chick out of this nest, the youngest chick out of this nest, and the embryo out of that nest if it hatches, which I candled it and it looks viable. So I hate to, but on the other hand, she may well still have 2 viable embryos in there. There were a few of them that were darkened and, you know, with an air sac at the top and may well hatch. So I don't know. I just have to play this one by ear. So there are chicks to come with no place to go. Best laid plans. Oh, stop, you terrible beast. Go find something else to do. Okay, so, but for tonight, for now, the chicks that have hatched and are alive have a place to go. I'm going to put Luscious's biggest foster, who is one of the mini babies from Laurel here, in here. So they'll have 2 chicks to raise, and an embryo in there. And I'm going to put those 2 last hatched babies out of these 2 in with her, and she'll have a bunch of little teeny tinies to take care of. So, and then we'll see what happens as more chicks continue to hatch out. Goodness gracious. So yeah, really sad about Angel and the 2 chicks she had in her nest, so I now have 2 deaths. I've had 23 chicks hatch. 2 of them have died. And nothing from Lilith, because I'm not going to try and breed her again. So the breeding program will go on without any of Lilith's genes. And clearly Angel won't be playing the foster mom anymore. The good news is that that 1 baby of hers that I fostered first to Lilith and then to Luscious here is thriving. So I got her last baby. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be just fine. Maybe it'll... Oh, and it's an albino too, so it'll be white like its mama. Okay, that's it.